And
Good
thank you so
evening. Hey, good evening.
and before we start, I would like to thank everyone, okay, for coming and gracing this occasion. And since it was mentioned a while ago that some of our guests and members today will just be attending for a short while, can I ask Toastmaster Chris and everyone who is hiding their beautiful and handsome faces to please show your face? Okay, so we will be having a quick photo op, okay, before we start. Okay, so Toastmaster Chris, please do the honors to take the picture.
Hello, Mom Jade.
All right, everybody, smile to the camera in 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. You can do your wacky pose or anything that
Oh
you want.
no.
Ready? 1, 2.
Hey.
Thank you.
Okay, so there you go. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chris. And I will be sharing my screen for us to see our program for tonight. Okay, so as we all know, it is our theme for today is celebrating 30 years of timeless learning. So before we start with our meeting, can I ask Toastmaster Nesha to lead us into prayer?
Yes, let's pray. Lord God, we thank you so much for tonight that we can be together to celebrate our 30th anniversary of Pine City Toastmasters Club. Lord, we thank you for the presence of each one. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of communication. We thank you also for the talents, the skills, the time, and energy that you have blessed us with. We also thank you, Lord, for the presence of each one and their willingness to attend tonight and also to share their experiences and even, Lord, their gifts and their talents. We pray that everything we do and say tonight will be a blessing to others. This I ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 So thank you so much for that, Toastmaster Nesha. And by the power vested in me by Toastmasters International and this club, I now officially start this meeting. Okay, so I feel jittery today because our seasoned and of course our begotten distinguished Toastmasters, of course, Baby Luat, Governor Christine Temblique, okay, and of course our DTM. So I feel jittery and I am very conscious not to make a mistake
Oh, no.
for tonight. So please forgive me. It's just because of the nervousness and excitement that I have right now. Okay, so before we proceed, we will be first having, okay, or hearing the etiquettes to be observed while conducting a Toastmasters meeting online, and that would be shared to us by none other than distinguished Toastmaster Chris.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our meeting. Apparently, I believe that most of you are so adept now with the use of our Zoom. So just 3 quick reminders for us. Make sure that your cameras are on when you're speaking and be reminded that well-lit faces are more engaging. Also, please avoid distractions. So I believe that you are joining from a place where you can focus. And finally, please mute yourself when you're not speaking. Let's enjoy the meeting.
Okay, there you go. Thank you so much for that, distinguished Toastmaster Chris, for that friendly reminder. And may I now call on Toastmaster June Vistidas to lead us into the Toastmasters Pledge. Toastmaster June. Okay, so as members of Toastmasters International, may I invite everyone to please raise your right hand, and all together we will be reciting the Toastmasters promise. So as a member of Toastmasters
Toastmasters International and
and
my
my
club,
club,
And my club.
I promise to
I
attend
promise
club meetings regularly,
and
to
club
prepare all of my
meetings
projects to the best of my
prepare
ability,
all
As a
my
member of
projects
Toastmasters
to the
International
best
and my
of my
club,
to
ability.
provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluations, to help
to
the
help the
club
club
maintain
maintain
the
positive,
positive,
friendly
friendly
environment
environment
necessary
necessary
for
for all
all
members
members to learn
to
and
Members
learn
to
and
grow,
grow,
prepare
learn and
all of my
grow,
to
projects
serve
serve
my
my
to
club
club
as
as
serve
an
my
officer
officer
when
when
club
called
officer
upon to
when
do
called
so,
upon to do
to
so,
to
treat
treat my
fellow
fellow
treat my
club
club
fellow
members
members
club
and
and
our
our
members and
guests
guests
our
with
with
guests with
respect
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 and
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 courtesy,
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 to
to
bring
bring
to
guests
bring
guests
to
to
guests
club
club
to
meetings
meetings
so
so they
they
can
can
see the
see the
benefit
benefits
Toastmasters
Toastmasters
membership
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 offers,
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 to
to adhere
adhere
to
to
adhere
the
the
to the
guidelines
guidelines
and
and
guidelines
rules
and
rules
for
rules
for
for
all
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 Toastmasters
Toastmasters
education
Toastmasters
education
and
and
recognition
education
recognition
programs,
and
programs,
recognition
to
program.
to
act
act within
within
To
Toastmasters'
act
core
Toastmasters' core
within
values
values of
of
Toastmasters'
integrity,
integrity,
core
respect,
values,
respect, service,
service,
integrity,
and
and
excellence
excellence
respect,
during the
during
service,
the
and
conduct
conduct
of
of
excellence
all
all
during the
Toastmasters
conduct of
Toastmasters.
all
activities.
Toastmasters activities.
Okay, so thank you so much for that. And with that, we will now be moving on to our introduction portion. Okay, and I invite everyone to please state your name, your affiliation, and please answer this Sparkle. For our members, since it is the 30th anniversary of Pines, please answer this Sparkle. What is your fondest memory of Pines City Toastmasters Club? And also for our guests, you have an alternative question, and that is, what is your most memorable moment in a Toastmasters meeting or event? Okay, and so with that, I will be calling names randomly. So please introduce yourself and answer this sparkle. Okay, and why not? We start it with our past district governor, Baby Luat.
Good evening. I will not be giving any specific time, place, wherein I find every minute of my attending a Toastmasters meeting a very memorable one. To me, they are all memorable because I find them all to be very, very important. That they are so precious. They are ocean of learning. That's why every time I attend a Toastmasters meeting, whether it is international, whether it is in the district, I love it so much. And they are, as far as I'm concerned, they are all memorable.
Mm. Thank you so much for that. And thank you once again for gracing this occasion. And how about hearing from Ma'am Christine Temblique?
Hello and good evening to everyone. Well, really the most memorable Toastmasters Club meeting are the out of town meetings. You know, I remember when I was a past district governor, I love going out of town, especially Baguio. When I go to Baguio, it seems like I'm not attending a meeting, but rather I'm going on my out of town trip. It's a get together with the other Toastmasters Club, especially Pines, because after the meeting, then we go out with friends, have some coffee, and really, you know, the cool breeze of Baguio is something to always remember, and the friends that I have. So I'm always excited whenever I'm going out of town for Toastmasters meeting, and then even going up to the boondocks of the Felix Toastmasters Club. That is something that I always look forward to. So those are the fondest memory of my Toastmasters Club. Good
Mm.
evening.
Yeah. Okay. Indeed, Toastmasters Club is not only about gaining some friends from every place. Thank you for that. And I just want to welcome Toastmaster Angie Del Rosario is here.
Mm.
Okay, so may I encourage everyone to please turn on your video once
Wow.
again. Oh, and also Toastmaster Mike, thank you
Angela,
so
Mike,
much.
hello.
Okay, so may I encourage everyone to please turn on your videos. And since we know that some signals and networks are so, okay, we will, okay, Toastmaster Tarian and Toastmaster Virgil, can we have
Mom Baby have so many
photo
fun
off?
memories from Toastmasters. A lot of them are spent with the Pine City Toastmasters Club members. And also, I had very fun memories at the many district conventions with Mom Christine and with so many other Toastmasters. I miss you all. Mike.
Miss you too.
Nice seeing all of you again. One of my fondest memories of Toastmasters, my first meeting wherein I listened to Jay, Hermie, Bubut, yes, my mentors and my idols at NCD Toastmasters Club. And when I attended district conventions, it's so nice to see everybody out there. Take care.
Thank you so much for that, Toastmaster Mike and Toastmaster Andrew, one of the wind beneath the wings of Pine City Toastmasters Club. So, in behalf of the members of Pine City Toastmasters Club, we want to thank you for your continued support. And once again, may I ask Toastmaster Chris? Okay, this is a rare moment wherein we are all gathered here. We will be having a quick photo of once again. So,
All right. In the count of three, please look at your camera and smile. 1, 2, 3.
okay, there you go. So thank
Hi,
you so
Bubut.
much.
Hey, hi.
Hi, Bubut.
Hey, hi.
Okay, so distinguished Toastmaster Bubut, can you introduce yourself and answer our sparkle? What is your fondest memory of Pine City Toastmasters Club?
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's really good to see you virtually and listen to you virtually this evening. My best memories of Toastmasters Club would be meeting all of you and meeting all the nice people in Toastmasters. I remember the first time I saw DTM Bibiluat in a district convention. The first time I met Christine. The first time Pastor June walked into a Toastmasters meeting. I have very fond memories of those times I met you, and similar to Toastmaster Christine, joining you in those out of town trips and attending the district conventions, the food we ate, the fun we had, all the side meetings and conversations we had. I would like to think that it's the friendships and the fellowships that we've developed through the years that really counts even more than the public speaking. So thank you for the memories, and thank you for the learning, and thank you for the friendship through the years.
Okay, thank you so much for that. It's the friendship and fellowship. So from DTM Bubut, I see a teary-eyed DTM. And we want to hear from you, distinguished Toastmaster Sonia Chan.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I don't know what to say. I am speechless. For a Toastmaster, I'm speechless. But yes, I would take on the statements of Madame Baby Luat and Christine about having all the days, having all the meetings significant. But to me, the most significant I might want to mention would be the day that Pine City Toastmasters accepted me into the club. Simple but significant, Madam Toastmaster.
Okay, thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sonia. Okay, and for the benefit of our guests and also of our new members, it our gathering tonight is I considered one of the most momentous because it is super rare to have this seasoned and our inspiring Toastmasters together in one meeting. And yes, it's happening now in the 30th anniversary of Pines. So, from our distinguished Toastmasters, I would like to hear from our new member. Please state your name and answer the Sparkle Toastmaster Jefferson.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Jefferson Feitog, and I'm a new member here at the Toastmasters Club. So the fondest moments that I've experienced here in Toastmaster was the positive atmosphere that really encouraged me to speak in front uh, of all the members and all the leaders also here in the Toastmasters, and also the constructive criticism and how they encourage you more and more even if you fail. And I felt I didn't even commit mistakes because of the positive atmosphere of this club. So good evening, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Jefferson. And how about moving to our one of the emerging power couples in Pines, distinguished Toastmaster Chris and Toastmaster Vanji.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Doanis, and the fondest memory that I have with Pines, a lot of them, but one of those are the times when I was still a member of another club and I meet Baguio people like the Del Rosarios, the Garcias, in the conferences that we had before. And of course, when I finally joined the club. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Evangeline Patara Dawanis, and some of my fondest memories in Pine City Toastmasters Club are the after meeting chit chats and of course the practice sessions before contests. Good evening.
Okay, thank you so much for that. As they say, okay, one of the tips on how to not to lose your members, okay, is to marry a fellow Toastmaster. Okay. So how about hearing from distinguished Toastmaster Jade Aquino?
Unmute yourself, my dear. Unmute. Unmute.
Oh, no voice again.
She has to unmute. Can't you unmute her?
Na-mute niya na kanina tapos na-mute niya ulit.
Can you not tell her? She can't.
DTN.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay, so
Is it okay
DTN
now?
Yes.
Okay. So good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm really very excited about this meeting, and I would say that this would be added to my fondest memories of all the meetings that we had. Seeing DTM Baby Luwat, my God, after so many long years, and also Christine Timoblique, our godmother of the Pine City Toastmasters Club, because almost every other Saturdays or Fridays or Mondays, she will be around to give support to us when we were still a very young club at the time. That was in the 1990s, and so therefore we had a lot of fun. It was mentioned that some of you enjoy the after meeting sessions when we will be toasting, because we again completed a whole meeting for our members and ourselves as officers. So indeed, all the meetings, just like what DTM Baby said a while back, all the meetings that we had were memorable because every time we meet, we learn something from the members. Thank you so much for inviting me here. Good evening.
Okay, good evening there. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Jade. And how about hearing from our young, okay, Toastmaster Mira? Can you introduce yourself and answer our sparkle?
Maita. Toastmaster Maita, Celine.
Toastmaster Mira. Okay, so kindly introduce yourself and answer the sparkle. What is your fondest memory of Pine City Toastmasters Club? Or you can also say what is your most memorable moment in a Toastmasters meeting or event.
So Toastmasters CD. I think Mira is the first time.
Okay.
She's our guest.
Oh, okay. She is our guest. So there you go, Toastmaster Mira. Since you are our guest, just introduce yourself and what is your first impression in joining a Toastmasters meeting?
So, hi everyone. My name is Almira, or you can call me Mira. So, my first impression here, I was shocked, and I'm looking forward to join for this live public speaking. So that's all. Thank you. Good evening.
Okay, thank you for that. Our guest Mira, and just relax. Okay, and I hope that it would not only be your first time to be attending, but you will keep on attending. Okay, for your learning. Okay, and how about hearing from our incoming president, Toastmaster Manny Renault?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. As you can see, my name is Freeman Reno. I try to get rid of the Freeman because it means that I just basically can't stay married. It's not a nice thing. So I go by the name of Manny, like Pacquiao. The difference between him and myself is he's a fighter and I'm a lover. So there you go. I come from Canada, and I've been to many, many Toastmasters meetings in Canada and throughout the United States because my job took me everywhere. And one of the things I noticed in the United States is it seemed you pretty much had to be over 50 years old to be a Toastmaster. I came to Baguio back in mid to late 1990s, heard about the Toastmasters meeting, and went down to the basement of a McDonald's, I believe it was. And oh my goodness, what? It seemed that you had to be under 50 years old to be a member of Toastmasters in Baguio. What a wonderful, wonderful thing that the people of Baguio and the rest of the Philippines, I'm sure, realize the significance of a Toastmasters meeting and the developments it can give you. What a beautiful thing to see. So my most memorable moment with Pine City's Toastmasters was when I walked into that basement and I saw a bunch of younger people indulging in Toastmasters. And what a beautiful thing to come to a country where you don't know anybody. But since I was married to a Filipino who passed away, I knew I loved the Philippines. But there in that basement with Toastmasters, I met so many people that befriended me. What a beautiful thing to come to a foreign country and have friends that you can talk to, that you can relate with. Those are my fondest memories of Toastmasters, is the fact that I was able to find new friends and younger friends here in Baguio with Pine City Toastmasters.
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Manny. And how about hearing from another power couple of Pine City Toastmasters Club? As they say, Mary a Toastmaster, Toastmaster Virgil, and DTM Bang. Toastmaster Virgil.
DTM Virgil, kindly unmute.
Good evening.
Toastmasters meeting would be the first one I attended, where it was a rainy Friday afternoon, and it was only Toastmaster Hermie who was actually there to welcome me, and there were only four of us. But it was such a memorable evening that's when I decided that I wanted to become a member. Good evening, everybody. Good to see you guys.
Good evening, everyone. Distinguished Toastmaster. My most memorable Toastmaster experience in a meeting, actually
Here.
everything. Every meeting was special. Every meeting, yes, felt special. It's hello,
All stars.
all stars. Good evening.
Thank you so much for that, distinguished Toastmaster Virgil and distinguished Toastmaster Bang. And how about also hearing from one of our newest members, and that is Toastmaster Maita.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, I am Maisa Dalinis, and the fondest moment I have experienced from Toastmaster is the time I was given the opportunity to join the table topics. And although I felt very nervous that time because I'm not good at delivering speech, especially in English and on the spot. But it was fun anyway, and it felt so nice to be able to do that. One of my weaknesses is to deliver a speech, and yeah, I felt very nice when I did that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maita. And how about also hearing from our Toastmaster guests and friends from other clubs, Toastmaster Terry Ann.
Hello, yes. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Celine. Hi, everyone. Yes, indeed. Tonight is a very special meeting. It's a memorable and fondest moment, and that's part of my memorable, whenever fondest and memorable time whenever I attended Toastmasters meeting, especially in when we travel going to attend the meeting. And yes, I feel nervous also. Toastmaster Celine, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Terry Ann. Yeah, I feel nervous. And how about hearing from Toastmaster Jesse?
Wonderful evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends. I am Toastmaster Jesse from Synergy Toastmasters Club. One of the fondest memories I had with Pine City Toastmasters was during my first year being a Toastmaster. And I remember the times when I was club hopping. One club was, of course, Pine City Toastmasters Club. And I remember the time when we attended, it was packed with a lot of people, including distinguished Toastmasters. So the feeling of intimidation is sinking in. As mentioned, eventually you feel the positive, warm, and friendly environment. And because of that, it's really helpful for you to grow as a speaker. Once again, thank you and happy 30th anniversary, Pine City Toastmasters Club. Back to you, Toastmaster Celine.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jesse. And also, we want to hear from you, our one of the past president, Toastmaster Nesha Tubal.
Please unmute yourself, Mamnesha.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm so happy tonight. Not only it's our 30th anniversary, but also I I see Mom Jade, and she was the culprit why I'm now with Toastmasters. It's because of her encouragement and her invitation when she was our previous seminar on public speaking and writing. So it's because of her that that's why I'm now with Toastmaster. My fondest memory with Toastmasters or Pine City Toastmasters was in Session Road, when the Pine City Toastmasters met in Session Road. And really, it's not my first meeting with Pine City, but it's one of the first meetings or earlier meetings I had. I really experienced a very warm welcome from all the members and the officers. That was the time I think the officers there were our power couple, distinguished Toastmaster Virgil and distinguished Toastmaster Deng, and of course TM TM Ma'am Angie and Sir Mike and Beth. So it was really the warm and very welcoming atmosphere I experienced during that time. Good evening once again.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nesha. And also we have another guest, and that is Toastmaster Charlene June. Please introduce yourself and please answer the sparkle. What is your most memorable moment in a Toastmasters meeting? Okay, so soon to
Hi
be Toastmaster
everyone.
Charlene.
Hello, good evening. Yes, thank you again for having me tonight. Actually, I did a terrible mistake of scheduling one of my coaching at 8 p.m. and though I'm so excited to attend this Toastmasters meeting for the second time, Sana. But then, yeah, I had to leave at 7:30. But yes, I want to share this with you that my most memorable moment of joining an event was, of course, my first time because, as I said, this is just my second time of joining you. So my first time, I was already put in the what do you call that? An impromptu speech. What do you properly call that? The table topics. Yes. And I was so nervous that I forgot my own question. The question that was running in my mind what were the first questions asked. So it was kind of fun and exciting. It's embarrassing, but I did not feel embarrassed because everyone was very this is overused, warm and welcoming, and that's the reason why I came back. And hope to see you again next time. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us once again, Toastmaster Charlene June. And with that, we are now moving on to another June, Toastmaster June Vestidas.
Hi, June.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Yeah, and my fondest memory in a Toastmasters meeting is the first time I attended the Pine City Toastmasters meeting. I was very nervous and was not did not know what to expect because I was in a foreign situation, so to speak. But Toastmasters Bubot Wanyo was able to befriend me after the meeting and introduce me to different parts of the program and introduce me to Jay, Yugawin, and even to Hermie, which we cultivated a long time and long-lasting friendship. In fact, that friendship, even Mom Bubot even visited my wife when she was hospitalized for 8 years. Out of the hospital, she was hovering between life and death, and I would remember the presence of Bambut ministering to us and encouraging us as a couple and to for us to hold on with hope and for a better future. I love it, and I love the fact that Toastmasters meeting is not only about meeting, it's about friendship that lasts. It's about friendship with people and loving people, much as we would love them to grow and be inspired and fulfill their potentials as well. Good evening.
Thank you so much for that, Toastmaster June. Indeed, in Toastmasters, we are not only be able to find someone who will journey with us in our quest to be a better speaker, but also someone who will be joining us and who will be praying with us and for us to be a better person. So I am Marceline Paquito, but you can just call me Celine, and I am the current president of this club. And and incidentally, since we are celebrating our 30th anniversary, it is also my 30th birthday sometime in June. Okay, and one of my fondest memories of in Pine City Toastmasters Club is every time people are gathered, especially our distinguished Toastmasters, okay, wherein, as Toastmaster Jesse have said, it's the fear of intimidation that will grip into your heart. But I'm so glad that this distinguished Toastmasters and this seasoned Toastmasters are not only warm, but they are very, very open to share whatever knowledge that they have. And that is one of the most um, fond memory that I have here in Pines, that you do not be afraid to make a mistake, but because they will be there for you and encourage you to be a better speaker.
Amen.
Okay, and so with that, that wraps up our introduction portion.
No, no, it does not.
Do we have other person who was not able to speak?
John.
That would be me.
Sorry, Toastmaster John. I'm so sorry. Okay, Toastmaster John, take it away.
No problem at all. Happy 30th anniversary, Pines City Toastmasters Club. My name is Jonathan Mill. I am a member of Baguio Toastmasters Club. And I originally joined Toastmasters in 1988 and was active for about 5 years in Southern California. I moved to Baguio City on November 15th, 2006. And I went to dinner at a McDonald's on Session Road, and there was this poster there that said, Pine City Toastmasters meets the first, third, and fifth Fridays of each month. I looked at my calendar. I said, well, that's in 2 days. So in 2 days after moving to Baguio City, I attended Pine City Toastmasters Club at McDonald's on Session Road. Pastor June was the president, and it was immediate friendship with Mike and Angie, Ben Garcia, Jade Aquino, Babut. So from moving from a foreign country into the city, I was blessed in that I met so many great people. So that's really my story. It was a phenomenal event, and I moved to a city and all of a sudden had all these friends. The other thing is that in addition to being a 30th anniversary, this is in my 32-year journey in Toastmasters, this is somewhat of a milestone for me because my Advanced Leader Silver was awarded today. So that's a long 32 years to get there. But thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster John, and congratulations for gaining another norm. So that officially wraps up our introduction portion, wherein we are given the chance to reminisce and be nostalgic about the good old days of Pine City Toastmasters Club. And
Celine? Celine, can we hear from Sonia?
Okay.
I'm done. No,
You're
I'm done.
done?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said the most significant experience I had with Pines was when the club accepted me. So, sweetheart, I'm done.
I just want to hear you again.
Thank you, Christine, so much.
Okay, and so with that, it is my honor to pass on the baton to our Toastmaster of the evening, none other than distinguished Toastmaster Chris Dawan.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me as your Toastmaster of the evening. And it's so beautiful hearing your sharing of your fondest memories. And I believe that there will be more. So, once again, to everybody, happy 30th anniversary. Now, before we move on to the main parts of the meeting, we'd like to ask someone, one of the respected leaders of District 75, a past international director, to give us her anniversary message. Please welcome on the spotlight, distinguished Toastmaster, Christine Timblique.
Good evening to my dear Pine City Toastmasters. Well, I cannot resist the fact to deliver this message in person via Zoom because I really love to see all of you since all of you are dear to me, especially my 30th anniversary. And this is one of the momentous occasion that deserves really an auspicious celebration. However, we know that due to this situation, we cannot have a personal event which would have allowed me to travel to Baguio, and yet we can still do our virtual celebration. And this can also serve as your landmark in the history of Pine City Toastmasters Club. You know, I have always cherished the club, for this has become a significant part of my Toastmasters journey and leadership. I also have found friends in Baguio like Sonia, Bubut, Jade, Virgil, Beng, and many others. So it is important for me to connect to all of you again. And I think this is very much possible because of our online meetings, which make us easier to attend despite our busy schedule. So today, allow me to greet you and congratulate Pine City Toastmasters Club for reaching this 30th year, which is really an extraordinary achievement. The members who make up the club are great, devoted, and amazing. And this is what makes Pine City Toastmasters Club reach your 30th year. So cheers to Pine City Toastmasters Club. There would not be Pine City Toastmasters Club without you members who are passionate and persistent in keeping Pine City Toastmasters alive. So keep the flames and the seal burning for many years to come. Again, my warmest greetings to the club and all the Toastmasters of Pine City. Good evening.
Wow. Thank you so much, past international director Christine Tiamblique. Indeed, there will be more. And it's so good to hear that you would have traveled all the way from Bulacan to Baguio if this were a live physical event. But thank you again for joining us.
I will not miss that.
Yes, thank you for that beautiful message, so inspiring, and to a new member, I suppose, that would say something as well. And to me, that said a lot. So thank you once again. And I called her early at this moment because she has to attend to another event. So
Yes,
thank you
I
once
have
again.
another meeting, but I could not resist and I beg your indulgence. So thank you. It's really great to see everyone.
Thank you so much for being
Bye.
here. Bye-bye.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mom. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mom.
I'll go ahead, baby.
Bye,
And
Christine.
Bye, Christine.
Bye.
Bye, Christine.
Bye,
Bye.
Christine.
Bye.
bye-bye. Thank you, Mom Christine.
Okay.
But there's more. Don't worry because we'll still have more speakers in a while. But before that, I'd like to ask our language evaluator to introduce to us the word of the day, since this is still a Toastmasters meeting. So please welcome all the way from California, Toastmaster Jonathan Mill.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. Just a point of correction, I'm in Arizona at the moment,
Oh.
but it's all the same. So tonight's word of the day is reminisce. It is a verb. It means to recall to mind of a long forgotten experience or fact, think or tell about a past experiences, remembering an experience, or to indulge in reminiscence. An example or sample of this would be our seasoned Toastmasters reminisced about their experiences with Pines City Toastmaster Club before tonight's meeting. My job as a language evaluator will be listening for the gems and germs. I'll be keeping notes, and also I'll be encouraging everyone to use the word of the evening. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Toastmaster John. And indeed, it's so good to reminisce our fondest memories. That's why we do celebrate our anniversaries. So thank you for that once again. Now I would like to move on to one of the exciting parts of the meeting called the table topics portion. To introduce to us what this is and to facilitate this portion, please welcome our incoming president, Toastmaster Freeman Manny Reno. Take it away, Toastmaster Freeman. Please unmute
Turn on your mic, man.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Did I get it? Did I do it?
It's working now.
Hello. Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and I want to welcome you to the most exciting part of the entire meeting. Why? Because it's impromptu. We don't prepare for this portion. We just get up in front of a bunch of friendly people and give a small speech. Now, that's what makes it exciting. But I must tell you that the members out there that will be listening, they're not about to throw tomatoes at you. They're not about to have dogs attack you. So you can relax and enjoy coming up to the front and giving a small speech when I ask a question. So what is Toastmasters? What is table topics? Basically, I ask you a question and you give me a response. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion. And we're all full of opinions. Some of them we don't want to hear. Anyway, we're all full of opinions. We'd like to hear what your opinions are on the questions tonight. Now, how do we do this? Why do we do table topics? The reason we do this is because you'll note that leaders, when they're asked a question, generally don't stand there with their mouth open and agog. They usually have a retort that is coherent and somewhat intelligent. So what we practice as becoming leaders is the ability to respond spontaneously to a question we might be asked. That's the first reason we do this. The second reason we have table topics is to give people, all the members, an opportunity to have a small say during the meeting. Of course, we have the people that are part of the program, and they have something to say. But then we have the people that are not part of the program, and they hunger for an opportunity to say something. So this is their opportunity with table topics to volunteer and come on up and give us a bit of your opinion. Now, there is time involved. As with Toastmasters, there's always time involved. I ask you a question, and you have up to 30 seconds to mull the question over. How shall I answer this question, you might ask yourself? Prepare it and put it together in a bit of a speech format. And then upon your first word, the clock starts. After 30 seconds, I believe, after 1 minute, you will get a green light. Who's our timer this evening? There you see a green light on the screen. That indicates that you have achieved the minimum time desired for a table topic. Green. That means you're doing a great job. In another 30 seconds, at 1.5 minutes, we get a yellow light. There's the yellow light. That means that, wow, you're doing a wonderful job, but just better get ready to start wrapping it up because your time is coming to an end. 30 seconds after that, you get the 2-minute, which gives us a red light. The red light means, well, it would be nice if you finished it up now. It's time to finish and relax and go sit down. Some clubs now I've been to, 30 seconds after the red light, they have a horn. Bang! Means sit down, you're done. But we don't do that here because we're a friendly bunch. We're not going to throw tomatoes. We're not going to have dogs attack you. We're just going to enjoy listening to your opinion, even if it runs on. No problem. Now, after you finish your speech, of course, you relax, you go sit down. We have an evaluator that will come up later and give you a small assessment of the wonderful job that you did giving us your opinion. Okay, now let's begin. We have questions. We have volunteers. I'm sure there's people out there that are not part of the meeting this evening that would like to have something to say. Can we have a volunteer come up and have the first question, please? Come on. Volunteers, please, because I don't like to be the person that volunteers you. Let's have a volunteer from the non-program participants. Hello. Get my list out here. Well, there's no volunteers. There's a nice looking name. Jade. Is there a Jade in the audience?
She is the table topics evaluator.
Oh, then there you go. She is a part in the meeting. Sonja. Is she part of the program?
I am supposed to deliver. I will be delivering a speech.
Okay, then you can take a bite as well. Judith. Is Judith there? I have a Judith. No Judith?
I think she was disconnected. I hope she'll be back.
Okay. Maitha? Did I say that correctly? I got a smile at least. Are you partaking in the program this evening? Would you like to try small table topics?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Well, that's great. Now I have 7 questions. Where did my questions go? I have them there. Here they are. Yes, I have 7 questions. You can choose a number from 1 to 7, and then the first technical person will put that question on the screen, and I will read it to you as well. So please choose a number from 1 to 7.
I choose number 3.
Number 3. Looking for it on the screen? Well, if we don't get it on the screen, I'll read it anyway.
Oh my gosh.
There it is. The more I live, the more I learn. Wait a minute. The more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. I wonder, is this why teenagers know everything because they haven't been around for too long? That's a side point. The more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. What are your thoughts on this for 2 minutes?
Okay. Thank you for that, sir. The more I live, the more I learn. As a young one, I know I don't know a lot of things that adults do, and I need to learn. I need to be teachable to learn more about, especially about life, how to deal about life, how to deal about relationships. That's why I do agree on that phrase, on that saying, that the more I live, the more I learn. Yeah, and as a young one again, I love to learn from the adults, especially my parents, leaders from the church, especially the elders who have a lot of experience, who have learned a lot of things about life, um, who have experienced failures that made them learn from this. Uh, Adults that learned from their parents as well, uh, from the uh, from other people. That is why um, the more we live, uh, the more we live, the more we maximize our life, the more we continue to live out our purpose in this world. We need to learn, and we will learn a lot. That's all. Back to you, team Toastmaster Manny.
Thank you very much, Maitha. I guess you're one of those young people that realizes they don't know everything, and that's wonderful to meet you. So many don't know. And yes, it is great that you're humble, which means basically that you're teachable. It says in the Bible that David was a humble man, in the fact that he was humble because he was teachable. That's a wonderful thing. Thank you very much for your opinion on that. Now, do we have any more volunteers? My goodness me, it's a quiet bunch. Okay, Mike, is Mike Del Rosario still here? Aye, they jumped, they flew the coop.
Vanji was volunteered.
Is Vanji here?
Yeah, she was volunteered.
I'm sorry?
Mike's there. Mamanchi is still there.
Mike's there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Is Mike there then?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're both.
Ah, he's our
joining
next
you.
volunteer. Isn't that great? So, Mike, you can choose a number from 1 to 7. Of course, 3 has already been taken. What number would you like?
Number 1, please.
No?
Number 1. Number
1. James Allen, the father of modern self-improvement, stated, "A man is what he thinks. His character is the sum of all his thoughts." A man is what he thinks. His character is the sum of all his thoughts. Mike, what are your thoughts on this?
I think everything starts with our thoughts. Thoughts affect feelings. Our feelings affect our actions. Our actions form our habits. And our habits form our character. I believe that whatever we like to think about is forms our behavior, no? And in time it becomes our character. So it's very important that focus on positive idea and that make us happy, make us hopeful, make us look at the bright side of life. I believe that what's written in the Bible that we should always think things. I have the Bible phrase, but the Bible verse it talks about thinking of things that are beautiful, things that are true, pure, and when we keep focusing on ideas, we become positive persons. We become Christ-like. That these thoughts, if we continue to think of these things, make us better persons. They form our character. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. I do have to agree with you completely that our thoughts are our actions, ultimately our habits, which create our character. And bright thoughts make us bright people and happy to be with. How often we've met the person who has the negative and down thoughts, and we're so depressed being near them, we really don't want to be near them. Yes, having bright thoughts makes us pleasant people to be around. Thank you very much, Mike, for that thought.
My pleasure.
Do we have any more, shall we call you volunteers? Okay. Is baby still there?
She'll be giving a message.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chris, for your updates on this. John from Arizona. Hello.
Number 2.
Number 2. Oh, in America that means terrible things. But anyway, leave that alone. So John, you chose number 2. Tell me, and I'll forget. Teach me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I will learn. Yes. Tell me, and I'll forget. Teach me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I will learn. John, what are your thoughts on this for 2 minutes?
Number 4.
Oh.
Please.
Well, I'm going to scratch number 2 off the list, and there it goes consistently. Number 4. You sure
No,
you
I'm
don't
just
want number
teasing.
6?
I'm just teasing. But can you show it again? Just show it again so I can take a picture of the screen. Number 2.
2.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Remember, it starts with your first
Sorry.
word.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm out of time already. Thanks, everybody. Well, this reminds me of that classic story of if you give someone a fish, you feed them for a day. If you teach them to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. And it really comes down to when we think about this example, let's say in Toastmasters, if you bring somebody to do a meeting, but they don't participate, you don't mentor them, you don't help them along the way, they don't learn, you don't learn. And I think that's something that we as Toastmasters really need to work on, developing our craft. And the way to do that, or where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, is by doing, preparing speeches, getting feedback, giving a speech again, getting better. And so not just attending a meeting and listening, but being an active participant. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, John. Always nice to have a little bit of humor with my expense.
Okay, I'll do 5.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We as Toastmasters have to get out there and we have to do the tasks like be Table Topic Master, be all counter, etc. to be able to get up and do the speeches. Remember, when we give speeches here, we're not assessing your content so much as we're just trying to improve the delivery and that sort of thing. So if you have a weak speech, don't worry about it. Give a weak speech. At least you're giving a speech. Yes, be active. Thank you very much for that, John. Okay, and now I'm looking for another volunteer. So many volunteers. Wowee. There's a girl by the name of Evangeline. Evangie, we call her. Dawanas. I imagine she is active in the program this evening. Chris?
You will respond to this.
What's that?
I'll do the table topics. Number.
Alrighty, very good. That's great. Now let me see. I lost track of my numbers. Here we are. 4, 5, 6, or 7.
5.
Number 5 is, in advising his offspring, the parent said, you know, what counts is what you learn after you know it all. A parent advised his offspring, what counts is what you learn after you know it all. What are your thoughts on this, Angie, for 2 minutes?
You know, my parents are that kind or that type who would allow you to learn and do it your way and learn your lesson. There were a lot of times when I asked for advice And my parents would just say, try it. And at times, I would fall or I would fail. And that's the time when I learn the lesson. And I believe that is how parents can be a good teacher at times, when they just allow you to go through it, pass through it, and learn from it. It's not always about dictatorship. It's not always about telling and just being there, observing and letting your child learn and grow. There were a lot of hard times when I asked my parents, why didn't you just tell me? Why didn't you just tell me that this is no good or this should be the way? But then they would just keep quiet. And I would always realize that my journey wouldn't be more meaningful, my journey wouldn't be more impactful for me, and I wouldn't learn more lessons when I didn't do it the hard way. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Angie. Sounds like your parents subscribe to the concept of doing it, and I will learn. Thank you very much. It's good that you had parents that gave you that much of a leash, shall we call it, to be able to explore. Wonderful thing. What number was that? That was 5. All right, people, we still have 3 more opportunities if we get that far. It's up to the Toastmaster of the evening, of course. Looking for one more volunteer.
Yes, I think we'll just have one last Toastmaster, Manny.
Very well. Since John was so good to help us out, Terry Ann, what you up to? She's going to be my volunteer for the last one. Terry Ann?
Yes.
Hi, you've just volunteered for table topics. You have number 4, 6, or 7. Which would you like?
Let's see, number 4.
Number 4. Okay. We can learn only when we become aware of the need to learn about it. We can learn only when we become aware of the need to learn about it. What's your thoughts on this, Terry Ann?
When I joined Toastmasters, it was challenging. I was a guest of Pine City Toastmasters. John invited me to be part of the Toastmasters, and that was the embarrassing moment when I attended the first meeting, because I have no idea that you have to introduce yourself and talk about the sparkle and so on. I was shocked. My knees were shaking. I was nervous, and all of that mixed emotion, and eventually I cried. And after that, I blamed John. I told him, why did you bring me in Toastmasters? I have no idea about Toastmasters. But after some times attending the Toastmasters, I learned a lot. I somehow appreciate it, and I thank him for bringing me in Toastmasters. And I thank you, Toastmasters, for making me part of this organization. I don't know how to express that much, but I feel blessed. I feel confident that I am part of Toastmasters. And because of you, Toastmasters, I have the confidence to express myself. I don't have to be afraid of speaking in front of everybody. All I have to do is practice my speaking, my thoughts. That's the only thing that I'm still trying to like I said, to practice about it. And yes, Toastmasters is a blessing, and I am thankful for it.
Thank you, Terry Ann. Thank you very much. Yes, I recall the way back when you were very brand new at Toastmasters. One thing has not changed, though, about your delivery, is that you still have the charm. You make me reminisce of the time when I gave my first speech. My wife dragged me to a Toastmasters meeting, and I was bashful about standing up in front of people, but there were only 6 people there. Meeting after meeting after meeting, there were only 6 people, so I volunteered to do the icebreaker. Wouldn't you know it, the night that I did the icebreaker, there was 18 people. Oh my gosh, you made me reminisce that moment. Thank you very much, Terry Ann. That closes the table topics portions. Thank you for all you wonderful, anxious, and excited volunteers. We've all learned a little something from you this evening, from your 1.5 to 2-minute contribution. Thank you very much. It gives me now pleasure to return control of this meeting to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Chris.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manny, for leading us in that table topics portion. And it's so wonderful and fun as well to listen to fellow members as they reminisce some of their experiences in their way of responding to the topics you've shared. So beautiful, so wonderful. Thank you so much. And we'll hear more from your evaluator later on, distinguished Toastmaster Jade. Now, we'd like to proceed to the prepared speeches, and we're honored to listen to 3, and we might be calling some more later for their special messages. But at this moment, it's an honor to introduce to you one of the pillars of Pine City Toastmasters Club to share with us her memories of being a member of Pine City Toastmasters Club. Time allotment is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5-minute mark, the green light from the screen of Toastmaster Jesse will show, and the yellow at 6 minutes, and red by the 7-minute mark. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Sonia Chan. Ma'am Sonia.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Chris. I was invited to share you memories. So memories I will give you. Because you see, I speak to you as one with a heart full of memories, and most of it of Pine City Toastmasters memories. So you see, the first time I heard about Toastmasters was in the US actually. 2 of my graduate school students were Toastmasters. 2 of my colleague professors were Toastmasters. 2 of my neighbors were Toastmasters. And then I began to wonder what Toastmasters was all about. And the only answer I had, the only way to get answers to my question was to join it. So I joined Toastmasters. And of course, I found out what you, my dear colleagues in Toastmasters, found out for yourself. Anyway, I'd like to let you know that Toastmasters is world over. I would, like I did, look for a Toastmasters club anywhere you are, and you'll find one. And you will have the pleasure of new acquaintances, learning, and fun, like I did. Because, well, I had the chance to join Toastmasters because not only were neighbors and friends Toastmasters, my own family were members. I found out my son was in Makati and he was member of this Diamond Toastmasters, if I'm not mistaken. My own daughter was an area governor, so I had the chance to go with her around. And I visited some I had the pleasure, I had the privilege, and I would like to share you my excitement as I did experience all this from this Toastmasters Club in New York. We are the PAGS something, and then down to California, and then down to Connecticut, where I had the pleasure also of being vice president for education. And then know what? You meet also Filipinos outside there as members of Toastmasters. So it's not only in our country where we have Toastmasters, we have them outside. So like I said, I had the pleasure of joining some, like one also in Hawaii, where we have the Kamehameha, we have, but it's not only pleasure, it's not only learning, but you also get to have information of culture. Culture, like I said, is variant according to the culture of the country. So that in our country, where we are Catholics, we have this inspirational portion where we do some prayer. But down in Singapore, down in Malaysia, Hong Kong, where they are Muslims, instead of the prayer, you would find out that they do little inspirational talk. Sometimes they recite as inspirational poem, but you will find that culture also is variegated in Toastmasters. So there, back in Baguio, the club that I joined first was Pine City Toastmasters. This was the only club then in Baguio. There were others like Felix Toastmasters, like Headcourt Toastmasters. There was another one down San Fernando, La Union, the La Union executives. And then, well, in my time now as area governor, there were three more that I put up. Like, first one was Baguio Professionals, which now is called Funshine. The other one was we had one in PMA. We had the PMA Toastmasters Club. And we had another one still, the Baguio Forensics. So in this excitement that I had joining Toastmasters, I also was motivated to add more clubs so that in my area, we had 6 Toastmasters clubs. But I am wondering now where they all went. They're gone. Maybe we should have the present leadership follow this up and find out where they are hiding, and come up again and join the Pine City Toastmasters Club. Anyway, being in Baguio and joining the Pine City Toastmasters Club, I reminisce the pleasure and the privilege of my leadership learning with Manny Salenga. I don't know if any of you know distinguished Toastmaster Manny Salenga. Jade is raising her hand. He was the only Toastmaster from the North who was once a district governor of District 75. So it was under him and 2 more, past area governor Tampanis, past area governor Rick Bayao. They were the stalwarts of Pine City, and with them, I had experienced leadership training. And to them, I would say thank you very much. But anyway, as I reminisce more, I remember that we had a hot seat. One part of the program was a hot seat, which came after the delivered speeches. And this was where we go out of speech making. This was one where one was assigned to present maybe a song, maybe a dance, maybe no, one of the one of the Toastmasters I remember of the olden times was Frank Baniked. If you know Manny Salenga, you might know Frank Baniked with Tom Panis and Rick Bayao and a lot more that I will not be able to mention, but Jade was there too. She was one of those that I remember who took over when I left Pine City Toastmasters for a while and went to the US. It was Jade who took over as president of Pine City Toastmasters. So she was one time a president. Now, maybe she's just forgotten already. She's trying to remember. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I remember we had a hot spot. So this is where one was assigned to deliver something that was not a speech. Now we don't have that anymore. And I would remember also, I would like to remember that it was I who suggested or introduced the word sparkle, because sparkle is supposed to be a non-linguistic thing, which is going to be for everybody to join. So one day, maybe one sparkle was, today, bring somebody you love, or bring your boss, or wear something blue, or wear something green. Anything that was not linguistic, in order to sparkle the generality of speech making. So anyway, you're doing it to make an introduction, but it's okay. I don't mind. But I just want to let you know that once upon a time in Pine City Toastmasters Club, the sparkle was non-linguistic. So aside from that, we used to have debates. It was not only in Toastmasters, it was on the only speech making. We used to have debates. And that was one way of even trying to make our command of the language even more. It triggered, or it challenged us to have more proficiency in the language because of the debate skill that was with Toastmasters. But otherwise, the most significant that I would associate with Toastmasters is the language use. Communication in language in communication, because it is communication, it is public speaking that bridges my profession as a university professor and as a Toastmaster. You cannot dissociate communication from anything at all, be you lawyer, be you a doctor, be you whatever. And you get that practice of skills in Toastmasters. It's heard, you hear that over and over again. And I would say that again, because yes, in order for us to be known as Toastmasters, we need to be able to communicate, and to communicate well, we need to use the language properly. So may I repeat that the message is one that a speaker puts across to a hearer. And the message, the communication will be only good if the receiver receives it in the same manner as the speaker intends to give it. And that is by the use of the language properly. Only then, my ladies and gentlemen, will we be called really, in the true sense of it, the Toastmaster. Mr. Toastmaster.
Wow. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sonia Chan, for sharing with us your memories of the club and even of other clubs, you being one of the stalwarts of Baguio Toastmasters. Also for reminding us that, hey, sparkle was a non-linguistic thing before. So maybe that's something that our incoming officers would like to look into. And finally, for reminding us the importance of our message, of our language. Thank you once again, and feel free to give a reaction, a thumbs up, or a virtual clap to distinguished Toastmaster Sonia Chan. Thank you once again. Our second speaker will be giving us a toast for the club. And before I call her, I'd like to introduce the project to our evaluator, who is none other than Toastmaster Jamie. So this is a project under the traditional program, Special Occasion Speeches, Mastering the Toast. The objectives are to recognize the characteristic of a toast and present a toast honoring an occasion or a person. To our timer, the time allocated is 2 to 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on Spotlight our outgoing president, Toastmaster Celine Paquitol.
Pine City Toastmasters Club towards self-confidence and personal growth. For me, Pines is not only about meetings, but it's also a place or a club wherein we come to be inspired to be what we want to be. And of course, at times, be more than what we ever think we could be. When I moved to this club, I was exposed to hundreds or a lot of opportunities wherein I was caught off the cuff. And I was also given the such big challenges that at first I was asking myself that is it worth it, okay, or why did Toastmaster Virgil and the other officers that time, Toastmaster Chris, have given me this challenge and I'm not prepared. I am still new at this club. But as time goes by, I know that behind these challenges is the opportunity for me to learn and grow in this club. And also, I was inspired by what Toastmaster Virgil and Distinguished Toastmaster Bang always say that when we are giving you some gigantic task, it's because we know that you can do it. And we, as Toastmaster Virgil have said, we will not be standing behind you, but we will be standing beside you. And so with that, I am deeply thankful for to Pine City Toastmasters Club for that opportunity to be a better version of myself. It is therefore an honor and a blessing to be the president of such an awesome club that has stood the test of time, 30 years, and continue to grow. Because as they say, it's not only the presence of seasoned Toastmasters like Distinguished Toastmaster Sonia Chan, Distinguished Toastmaster Bubot, Distinguished Toastmaster Trade, and of course the power couples, Distinguished Toastmaster Bang and Distinguished Toastmaster Virgil, and our Toastmaster Angie and Toastmaster Mike. It's not only their presence that makes this club strong, but also the entry or the arrival of new members, okay, who are also equally eager and passionate to learn. And with that, thank you so much to our past and present members, past and present officers. Thank you so much for your continuous support. And of course, to our Baguio clubs, our, as we say, it's the resident club hoppers. Thank you so much for your help. And of course, thank you so much for your dedication and contribution in building and growing of the club. And as they say, experience builds confidence, which is also the key to growth and excellence. So we are blessed. I am blessed because here in Pine City Toastmasters Club, we are given the platform that has nurtured us to grow out of our shell, no matter how nervous we are, no matter how emotional we are, because at first this task or the task that was given is really challenging. But with that, I am so glad with Pines that I was able to experience the world or some opportunities because of them. I also love that Pine City Toastmasters Club is a place of fellowship where friendship blossoms. And at time, and we also want to thank Toastmaster Mike and Toastmaster Angie for selflessly sharing your place of business to us. And with that, we are also able to enjoy good food and have those meaningful conversations. And with that, I want to congratulate to all our past presidents, to all past officers who have served throughout these 30 years. This is a very, very, very proud moment for all of us. And if you are holding a coffee or maybe a glass, can we hold it as I suggest a toast for the 30th anniversary celebration of Pine City Toastmasters Club. Congratulations once again. And with that, we are hoping that we will also have more years to celebrate together. Okay, so thank you so much and happy anniversary once again, Pine City Toastmasters Club.
Cheers!
Yay,
Yay!
cheers.
Happy anniversary! Thank you so much, our dear President, Toastmaster Celine, for leading that toast. Indeed, we've faced a lot of challenges. You on the helm of the leading us in this club, but despite all those challenges, we were able to overcome. And hey, we again are happy that this club is a president's distinguished club under your leadership. And this is historical because you are also the 30th, right? 30th president of this club. So cheers to you, our dear president, and cheers once again to our club.
Yes,
30
cheers.
years and
Congratulations.
round of applause or thumbs up to our dear president. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, before we move on to the evaluation portion, we would like to ask first the mother of Philippine Toastmasters, past district governor, to share with us her message. Please welcome on the spotlight distinguished Toastmaster and beauty queen, Baby Luwat.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends, guests. I have been with the Pines Toastmasters Club long time ago. For those who are new, probably you do not know that I was a part on building Pines Toastmasters Club because at that time, the governor was Lita Daiko. For 1 year of my life, I was with her because I have to bring her to Baguio. And the most memorable of this, while we were forming your club, the day after we did the organization, there was an earthquake. You remember that? The big earthquake wherein the hotel collapsed. And that's the very hotel wherein we had our orientation. And we were supposed to stay overnight, but I decided to go home. It was a blessing. Otherwise, if we stayed, we could have died. That was the place where Sonia Rocco was pinned down at that time. So it's really memorable. That's why I said every time that I attend a Toastmasters meeting, it's always a memorable thing to me. Reminiscing the memories of yesteryears. Why am I with Lida Daiko? It was because I love to build clubs. I built 70 clubs in District 75. And we were able to become a district because at that time that they wanted, we lacked only 5 Toastmasters Club to become a district. I was able to organize the BIR, Bureau of Internal Revenue Toastmasters Club, the Sinagtala in Morong, Bataan, and then I was alone in organizing the Mindanao State University under Governor the Muslim. At that time, it was not safe to go over there, so I was not allowed to go outside and get a hotel. I was asked to stay inside the university. Sinagtala, and then Sultan Toastmasters Club, and then the Marikina Toastmasters. 5 of them in one setting. I was able to organize the required club by Toastmasters International so that we will become a district. What is the importance of that? If we are not a district, we cannot join international contests and we cannot vote. So we will be, we were called undistricted. That's why at that time, our number was 1174-U. That means to say undistricted. We were not yet a district. What made me glued to Toastmasters? It was something that I saw the best way wherein you can help people in a very sincere, in a very humble way to make a difference in their lives. The teaching, the learning is beyond compare. It is beyond compare. And how do you stay so long in a Toastmasters club? It is the relationship and the leadership that counts a lot. You are a leader. You do not brag that you know better than your members. You always put yourself equal to them. No one is higher than the other. We are district governors, but we never emphasize that we are higher than any one of you, because learning is a continuing process. It never stops until you are 6 feet under the ground. I always coined humility in anything that I say or in anything I do. Last night I said, it is not money. It is not who you are, but it is what you can give. You cannot give something that you do not have. So how do you get those things for you to have them, to be in your heart and soul, so that you can give away something? It doesn't have to be material thing. It doesn't have to be. It is what you can give, your time, your talent. And of course, we use a little treasure for this. But the treasure is not that important. Because if you are humble enough, your friends, your fellow members will be with you to try to help. Not try, but they will be glued also to your advocacy of wanting to share. Being a Toastmaster is the best gift that you could ever have. And I keep on telling everybody, it's a gift that cannot be taken away from you, because your investment here is knowledge, your love, and your passion to be able to make a difference in the lives of other Toastmasters or even friends. Right now, you have some guests. We are a lot tonight. We have, I think, around 6 or 7 guests tonight, and probably they do not know what Toastmasters is all about. I wanted the Toastmaster of the evening to be able to mention the history of Toastmasters International. We always touch that one, unless we are all Toastmasters. But even if we are all Toastmasters, I keep on saying, be sure that you know the history of Toastmasters International. Why? If I invite you or you were invited to go to another club and you don't know anything about your club, what is it? The first thing that a member who would like to be a member of a Toastmasters club, the question is, what is it all about? So each and every one of us must know the history of Toastmasters International. Start with the Toastmaster International. Then you go to the national. When we are in the national, you also somehow make them realize that we have divisions, we have areas, and we have the clubs. And that's also, what are these DTMs? What are the titles, norms that we have? It could be a very long one, but somehow you can state exactly what are the norms and how do we get them? Why do we have to get them? My dear friends and fellow Toastmasters and guests, we always apply the 6 honest man. The 5 W's, you know them? And the last one is H. Why, where, what, when, and who. Why did I join Toastmaster? What is the reason? What do I get out of it? When will it be? And then you go to the how. The how is one of the most important things together with why. How do I get about it? Why am I joining? All of this in everything that we do in Toastmasters, do not forget the 5 W's and H. So we call it, even in books of communication, they are called the 6 honest men. With this one, in the rudiments of public speaking, we are all in public speaking. To be able to learn how to communicate effectively, I have been with Toastmaster for this 47 years of my life. I started in 1973, and I was the first lady to be accepted in all of Asia. Because each and every one of you must know that it's only in 1973 that they opened membership for ladies, and I was the first one to be admitted in all of Asia. And my club is the oldest club and the first one to be organized and chartered by Toastmasters International. It is my club, the Tamaraw Toastmasters Club. So that means to say all the clubs in Asia, here in the Philippines, are all under Tamaraw. So we are your great-great-grandparents. This one, so many people have been asking me, why haven't you left Toastmasters? Are there other organizations that you have been? Yes, I said, yes. I have been in all the clubs. I have been with so many clubs, so civic clubs, but I never left Toastmasters. It is a wonderful thing to be a Toastmaster. It makes you humble. And again and again and again, I say, why humility? Professor Sonia will be evaluated by someone who is not her equal. If it were not a Toastmaster, probably she would say, bakit ikaw? Anong alam mo? What do you know? You haven't reached yet my norm. Why are you evaluating me? Isn't it? But then, evaluation is the number one thing that made us to be humble, to accept. And that's why I said, I love Toastmasters because the first virtue that we learn is humility. And no other clubs in the whole world has given us this privilege to teach us to be humble. That's why I said, it's not knowledge, it's not your profession, it's not who you are, it's not your money. So no one can brag about this one. It is what you have planted in your heart, in your mind, that you can share. But you did it, reminiscing the needs, probably, of people that are in need to learn just like you. It is your duty, my duty, everybody's duty, to be able to share and to wear the shoes of people who need help. It is us who will fill up the gaps, wherein unity, never divisiveness. Friends, we have goals in our lives. We have goals. Again, you can use the 6th honest man. What is it? How do I achieve it? Who will profit from this? Am I a privileged one? The answer may be yes or no, but it all depends. Now, in giving such, it is through our voice and the words that we use that we can be able to persuade people. Our voice can give meaning, can touch emotion. My one example that I keep on giving, my favorite one, what if I have a guest, or distinguished Toastmaster Sonia brought in a guest. She is blind and cannot see our body language. How will she appreciate what we are saying? It is through your expression, using express words, descriptive words, but then they must be incorporated with the appropriate vocal variation. So in making speeches, the magic there, the spark plug, is the delivery through your voice projection, and the words that you see. I am blind, but if you can say the word and give me that particular meaning or tone of the voice that is incorporated with the words that you are telling me, I will learn and I will feel. You can make me cry. You can make me happy. And you can make me sad. It is through your delivery, through your voice projection. Dear friends, I keep on saying, focus on what you want to do. Be decisive. But that this being so decisive can be felt by you. It cannot be superficial. You have to do it, and people will feel, people will see it, the way you deal with them. Relationship is very, very important. Relationship doesn't cost money. Relationship is an attitude and behavior. And this one, we learned it so well in Toastmaster, so well. Baguio City, it's one club wherein I saw the unity when it was started. Sonia was there. Sonia saw me, we were there. I could see the closeness. But of course, as we, I will not say older, as we grow younger, I'm still a baby. People, you know, they can stay or they can go or they can come back. Coming back, there is always a reason. For me, coming back is loving, sharing. And you don't forget where you came from. It is a great privilege, gratitude, reminiscing what we have been together, negative or positive, eliminate the negatives. Always consider the relationship as you are like one family. To all the clubs that I have been all over the world attending conventions, wherever it was. It was only the time that I got sick that I stopped attending because of the flight. It might not be good because my liver is the one that is affected. 2 gallons of blood was taken out away from my liver. That's why I'm a terminal case. And I keep on saying that I am in my departure area. Last night, I mentioned that. Up to now, I am under treatment, but no medicine. I say under treatment. My medicine are prayers, and my doctor is our Almighty. I am terminal at this point in time, given by the doctor. I have the 3 children who are doctors. I'm married to a doctor. And all of them knew about this. They know about it. In fact, my funeral, my coffin, and everything were ready. I went to the doctor last January, and she told me the most that probably you could stay is June up to September. So when I came out, from the hospital, my children outright as a secretary to prepare for my funeral and everything. You know what? Do I have to cry? No. No. I keep on saying, I am telling my friends that I'm terminal. I need the prayers. I don't have to be pitied. Because I know it's only Him who can tell me exactly. For twice I was given a terminal. I had first a cancer of the brain when I went to the United States to have it treated. Believe it or not, when I was there, I brought all my copies of my X-ray. Somebody prayed over me who came from Medjugorje when I went to the doctor, and they repeated all the examinations. You do not have, I went into the laboratory examination. You do not have cancer of the brain. And my doctor said, it is like winning the lotto. That was the first brain cancer. Second, I had the liver cancer. And this was only 2017, 18, okay, 18. Only 2 years ago. And then last January, I had again this one. And this one again, definitely the doctor, my doctor is the doctor of Gloria Bacal, Julia Cervantes. Definitely I was going. But my dear friends, I am relating this to you. It has a connection with Toastmaster because you have to communicate directly to him. You cannot debate whether your religion has nothing to do with this. Just learn to pray. Ask him to help you. Offer your sickness to him. Tell him to handle it. Friends, I am alive and I am with you. That's why when I am invited, seldom, Christine Temblique was telling you kanina, sabi niya, she only attends important ones because, you know, I'm very sick. I keep on saying, if ever I am invited, I will never say no, because I want to be with friends the final days of my life, to share everything that I know with all humility, with all the privileges that I had, enjoying the friendship of Toastmasters all over the country. It is so beautiful. And I only want you to remember a word with pearl, with 4 letters only. Keep that love burning, L-O-V-E. With that love, nobody can go wrong. Nobody will make mistake. To all of you, be focused, be determined. Hold one another, and as much as possible, every time learn to say, I love you, because it is a word that is not spoken, not given freely so many times. Now, give it. It might be too late for you to say it when they cannot even appreciate it anymore. To all of you, good evening, and thank you so much for this wonderful privilege to be with you again. Madam,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Past District Governor Baby Luwat. So beautiful, and indeed, we need to keep the love alive. And 3 more words that are to express that are found in her speech, which are humility, gratitude, and relationships. Thank you so much. That's so beautiful. And aside from those essential messages, thank you as well for reminding us that, hey, Toastmasters is a gift. And also for reminding every one of us to stay humble by receiving all those evaluations. And to me personally, being the Toastmaster of the evening, I was reminded that, yes, I forgot to even share a little bit of the history of Toastmasters. I've been a member of this organization for 10 years, and hey, I still commit that mistake. So thank you for reminding that. So yes, to all our guests, Toastmasters is an international organization that started in 1924 in Santa Ana, California. Now it is all over the world. In the Philippines, we have 13 divisions, and we have 219 active clubs, and Pine City Toastmasters Club is one of them. And yes, this is our 30th year, and we're so honored to have with us the mother of District 75. Thank you once again, distinguished Toastmaster Baby Luat. Round of applause, or give a virtual applause or thumbs up to Our Lady. Thank you so much. Before I call on our general evaluator, we would like to hear as well an audio message from our division director, Remy Ibay. Director Remy is our outgoing division director, and she's so happy to extend her greetings to us through this audio message. Do we have it? Okay. While we're checking on that, may I request one of the past division governors to share a few words? May I ask Toastmaster Angie Del Rosario.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone for this opportunity to be with you tonight. I am so blessed, especially after listening to, I learned a lot tonight from your sharing. Made me realize how truly blessed I am for being a part of Toastmasters. I have Toastmasters has been like, as I was really very active with it. Because of Toastmasters, I've been to so many places that I wouldn't have gone to. And I've met so many beautiful people. I still continue to do so. A lot of them are still my friends now. And so I would just like to encourage those who are really very active now to please continue inviting other people, the young ones, the students, show them how Toastmasters can really make a big difference in your life, just like it has done to Mom, Baby Luwat. Really, you have touched me tonight. I would just like to say I'm so blessed to have heard your message to us. You have a mission. That's why God is prolonging your life. I think you have to witness a lot more and to share this love for everyone, love that God has given to you. And to my dear fellow Toastmasters, thank you for the love. And so let's continue loving and being part of Toastmasters. Good evening.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. So beautiful, so encouraging. And hey, if Toastmaster Angie was inspired with that, I hope you and I are as well, are inspired as well. To me, I'm, yes, definitely so inspired. Thank you so much for that. Now I would like to request once again our President Celine to share with us the message from our Division Director, Remy Ibay.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good evening, Pine City Toastmasters Club, and congratulations for achieving your 30th year mark. It is not a triumph easily achieved, and not many clubs can post the same achievement. This achievement is a testament of the incredible strength and resilience of this club and the members in it. Toastmasters have always served as a platform for learning and self-development. It is a place where we learn to grow to be better communicators and leaders, and more importantly, it is also a place where we grow into better people. Pine City Toastmasters Club has made leaders, produced communicators, upheld the Toastmasters principles, and it is my privilege to have been able to service this amazing club. I wish you all the best, and may you serve as a beacon of inspiration for all the clubs in Toastmasters. Happy 30th year anniversary, Pine City Toastmasters Club.
Wow, thank you so much, Division Director Remy, all the way from Angeles City, Pampanga. Now I would like to share with you as well the message of none other than our District Director, Anne Margaret Danga.
Lao Tzu has said that the journey to 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I would say that the journey to 1,000 speeches begins with a single speech. Fellow Toastmasters, to the City of Pines Club officers and members, a pleasant day to everyone. And I'm happy to send this video greeting, of course, to celebrate with you and greet you all happy 30th club anniversary. Congratulations for achieving this one-of-a-kind milestone by being one of the long-standing clubs here in District 75. You have definitely shared your purpose by sharing your knowledge to fellow Toastmasters who are hungry to learn and enhance their communication skills, and incumbent club officers for keeping up with the challenges that we all face this year. It was definitely a challenging time for everyone, yet you have pursued, you have persevered, and you have endured all this. You went through the process and you have triumphantly succeeded in overcoming this obstacle. Now that you are 30, you are stronger than before, because they say that 30 is the new 20. So with that, once again, good day and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Yay! Thank you so much, our dear District Director, Anne Margaret Danga. Indeed, we're stronger now with 30 years and then more. Thank you as well for reminding us that, hey, yes, we're sharing our purpose here and our knowledge. So to our new members, share with us as well your life, and together, let's grow in Toastmasters. Now, we'd like to welcome our general evaluator to lead us in the evaluation portion. Our past president and incoming VPM, Toastmaster June Vestidas. Take it away.
although it's not yet, but this portion is a portion where we hoping to learn from distinguished Toastmaster Bibi Luwat was an inspiring and encouraging note and push for all of us, for me especially. Here at Toastmasters, our mentors are not only helping us to become better speakers, but they also help us to face challenges with courage and confidence. Today, and at this point in time, we will be group with evaluators who will also help me evaluate all the meetings and the uh, and the things that we need to learn from Toastmasters. I think first to go at the spotlight of evaluation today or tonight is the distinguished Toastmaster Jade Aquino, who had inspired us before and will continue to inspire us, and to evaluate the table topics portion and how it went. Let's all welcome to the podium distinguished Toastmaster Jade Aquino.
I'm sorry.
Unmute yourself, Jade.
Also, before I make my evaluation of the table topics portion, please give me the opportunity to thank DTM table topics master. Money, I think you are a model of a table topics master because I feel that you had completed all the the elements of a good table topics master. You mentioned initially at the beginning of the portion, what is this portion? How is it done? Why do we do it? The reasons why we're having it, and what rules are we supposed to follow if we are part of it? And you provided us refreshing topics all about learning. So thank you for that, Manny. And now for the first speaker, that was Maita. Maita, you're still with us. And you discussed the topic, the more I learn, the more I live, the more I learn. And the more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. And so what I liked about your starting point was that you went back to the time when you were young, needing the support of your parents to learn so much about the world that you are living in. And then you ended up with saying that when you were older, you you realized that indeed you need more, you need to learn more. And that was how I heard it. I feel that if you provided us some example of things you wanted and you were able to get them from the elderlies, from the church, from home, from the parents, then I could have related with you much more. So what are those things that you learned? No? Giving examples will make your presentations more alive, and you will be able to engage more people who are listening to what you are discussing. You tried to provide us, you had enough or adequate eye contact, but because of the technology that we are using right now, we have not yet made it consistent for us to have a very good eye contact with our audience. And this is something that we could still learn. For vocal variety, a little more a change in the pitch, in the loudness or softness. No, we just vary for us to have what we call as vocal variety. But overall, Maitha, thank you so much for your admirable desire to be part of the engaged Toastmasters. Thank you. And for Mike, you're still there? I'm afraid to evaluate. You discussed with us the topic, a man is what he thinks. His character is the sum of all his thoughts. And your understanding of this is one quotation that is more common to almost everyone. Your thoughts will result to your actions will become habits, the habits will become your character. Indeed, very clear. And I don't know, you had 2 hours, 2 minutes to discuss this, but I missed the example. Like for example, knowing you're a kind of person who always thinks about the well-being of other people who are not in the same economic status as where you are. And so probably you could have said, if you are always thinking like this COVID-19 situation we are having right now, there are a lot of people who are needing assistance because you are that kind of person. And if you keep on thinking about them, then your actions will be based on that. And then as you act and act and act, what happens to you? You become a Samaritan. Because that is what you are, Mike. That is how I know you. So a little more example. Again, people will be more engaged with what you are saying as far as the statement is concerned. I don't know about vocal variety. You still have it. You would not become a national champion for public speaking in the Philippines if you didn't have this. Just that example. Okay. And what about John? John is another excellent speaker. John, you're still with us? Okay. So the statement you discussed was tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I will learn. Yeah. Very nice, very refreshing topic. No? And you brought us to another quotation that relates to this. No, yes, another quotation. You gave us a very good example this time, which is related to Toastmastering. You said that if you keep on coming to Toastmasters meeting and you don't engage yourself in any of the activities during the meeting, then what happens? Nothing. You will learn some, but not everything that you want. And so, to me, that was very, very simple example, and yet you brought us with you to the meeting. If we are not going to volunteer, what's going to happen? Who's going to speak? Who's going to evaluate? And therefore, if there are no volunteers, we have lesser learnings that will happen. Your vocal variety in your gestures only showed to me your passion about Toastmastering. And so thank you for that, John. I really enjoyed your discussion. For Mrs. Dawanis, you're still with us? Mrs. Dawanis, the statement you discussed was, so what counts is what you learn after you know it all. What counts is what you learn after you know it all. You were very passionate about this topic. You talked about your parents who allowed you to do as you please when you were younger, because if they kept helping you out, you will not learn by yourself. That was very good. However, you could have again given us an example of what is the thing that you wanted to learn and you did it by yourself and your parents allow you to do it, to explore, like probably riding a bicycle when you were young, something like that, something very specific, very definite, something that you can touch, that we can also touch. Okay, so you said at the last portion, do it, learn it. That was very nice closing. I did not evaluate the everything, no? Just those that I just mentioned, those that you are good at, and some of the areas that you could consider for improvement. Um, Mrs. Dawanis, your vocal variety was adequate, and even the pacing of your delivery was fine with me. For Terry, hello. You discussed we can learn only when we become aware of the need to learn about it. And again, here is an example of talking about Toastmastering, which is familiar to all of us. So this is your experience. The first time you came for a meeting and you were surprised, you were even felt embarrassed, and you said you even cried. No, so very nice storytelling, slow, but it was good pacing for that kind of story that you were sharing. Uh, Despite the embarrassment that you felt, later you said that you feel that you're blessed because you are now more confident to talk in front of people. And that was the result. So only when we feel we know what result we will be having, will the learning process will be more significant to you. Okay, so until now, everybody is just like you, Terry, is practicing. We are all practicing our communication skills. Otherwise, we would not be here, all of us, despite the age that we are in now. I'm talking for myself, speaking for myself. So things are good. Our sharers, our discussants, were all excited to share with us what they thought about these statements. And so congratulations to all of you. We hope that we will have more volunteers in the next meeting. Thank you. To you, I'm passing on the control of the proceedings now to our general evaluator, June Vestidas.
Thank you very much. Distinguished Toastmaster Jade Aquino, you had inspired us before and continues to inspire us even now. I have a hard time finding room for improvement for you, except that to note that I think the time has elapsed for your evaluation. Anyway,
as usual,
have learned so much. Powerful evaluation, comprehensive, very encouraging in media at the same time. Now, I'd like also to affirm Mom Jade Aquino in saying that Maita, I think, and Mom Terry were just very new ones in our club. And we are so happy to note and to affirm you for being brave to speak at our table topics, usually for veterans and seasoned Toastmasters. But thank you for your bravery and for the willingness to share your thoughts and inspire us all. I think for Ma'am Banji, she has been a staple for our club for many years, I think, and she has always inspired me, inspired us all by her speeches and powerful voice, simple voice, but powerful communication abilities. I am happy to hear from John and especially note her memory, powerful memory, the fact that she came at our club the first time and think he still remembered that. It's a powerful memory indeed. And thank you for inspiring us, John. And also your humor is very timely, although it surprised Toastmaster many. And of course, Kuya Mike has always been a powerful speaker for all of us. He's been our contestant in prepared speeches. And during our time in hearing him practice after a session was over, I was inspired. Jay Yugawan was giving him tips, and Hermie and Ma'am Bubot and even Ma'am Sonia. I was just a listener. And as I was listening to him many, many times in his speeches, I was always inspired and come out a better person. Truly, Sir Mike was a blessing not only in business community but for all of us as well. He was an excellent communicator, an excellent person, a very mild-mannered person and has inspired us all. Thank you so much. Give them a round of applause. Now at this point,
Toastmaster June, Toastmaster June, I asked permission from the president that I could give additional evaluation. May I? I'd like to do an horizontal evaluation on the table topics.
go ahead.
Okay. Okay. In the table topics evaluation, the first thing that we have to consider is you are to evaluate objectively. What are the objectives of table topics? So it has to be through the objectives that you are going to evaluate. You must also remember that it is a speech. So when we evaluate, we consider the opening, the body, and the conclusion, and the call for action. I noticed that no one has done the table topics with a call for action. Remember, when we are expressing our answer, it is our own opinion. Now we are trying our very best to convince or persuade to take our position. So there is always that call for action. Now, I say it is when you make a comment and you might have said, I did not hear or I did not see that you used or you did this one, you just don't tell the speaker. Show her how to. Otherwise, your evaluation will not be complete. You tell her that this is how to do it. You mention what was not done, what was lacking. So give her that particular enhancement, show her, tell her how to go about it. This is it. This is how table topics is. It has to be, otherwise if there is no showing how, it is not a complete evaluation. So with that, we must remember, it is a mini speech with an opening, a body, and a conclusion with a call for action, wherein our table topics evaluator mentioned about vocal variety, and that was very nice of her. She went into the details except for this thing, that she did not show how, or she did not tell exactly how to go about it for those enhancement that is needed by the speaker. Thank you so much, June.
Thank you very much, Madam Baby Luat, Distinguished Toastmaster Baby Luat. Of course, we will incorporate those things in our own evaluation in the future, as well as in the planning of our club. And I think that is something to do with the officers also planning in advance, because I think the role takers for this particular day were not informed ahead of time, but it's something that we can improve some more as a club and as individual evaluators.
Excuse me also, June.
Sure, yes,
the table topic master did not mention the patterns or guidelines as to how to go about it. You know, but the evaluator mentioned about the SMG. Okay, that is just one. One of the speakers, she said, use the SMG method. There are so many guidelines. Now, you have to tell them the guideline much more that we have guests today. So how will they go about it? You could mention the simplest way for those who are beginners. I suggest the before or after, advantage or disadvantage. The prep method is a little bit, you know, for someone who has been a little bit with Toastmaster. Point, reason, example, and then point. And then there is always a call for action, even in prepared speeches. It is required. It is required because we are the only ones expressing our own opinion. It is ours. So we're trying to persuade, convince people to take our position, especially if there is something of a compelling message that we have heard, but then you have to call our attention. So there must be that call for action that we can take. The patterns are very, very important. Now, if and when the speaker does not know how to answer that particular question, she may ask for another topic to be given to her. And also, I noticed, because you're participants in the program, that you cannot join Toastmasters, it's wrong. Even if you are a participant in the program, you can still join. However, because we have so many guests, you could call the guests instead of those who have roles in this particular program. So this one is very, very important. If and when you do not know exactly to answer the question, make believe that particular question happened to you. Make believe. So if you're taking that action as if it happened to you, then you can speak freely. You can speak without nervousness, because you will think that it is you who has experienced it. Make believe. So you will never, never go wrong. For me, the table topics, the impromptu speaking is 1,000,000 times better than a prepared speech. A prepared speech is written. You make a draft. Then you deliver it. You have mentors to guide you. But the impromptu speaking, you are by yourself. Outright, you have to do and give an answer. So this is where you can see really good speakers. They start with the table topics. And this one, it is a magnet. It is a magnet of public speaking, the table topics. Be good at it, because there are, I think, 3 or 4 international champions who competed, international champions in their different countries, who were not able to start their speeches, or at the middle they forgot their lines. But if you are good in table topics, you will be able to link, and you will not be noticed that you forgot your lines. So this one, remember, make believe it happened to you. Thank you, June.
Thank you very much. Distinguished Toastmaster Baby Duat. Surely we will remember that individually. And as part of the incoming officers of our club, we will surely make that as part of our evaluation for future improvements of our club. And we will hope to have better and more prepared speakers for table topics, as well as evaluators, as well as we always remember the standards of our Toastmasters International. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now for our evaluation of the prepared speakers, let's welcome to the podium the evaluator, the first prepared speaker. Sir Chris, would you help me call him or her?
Yeah, usually would assign evaluators for all prepared speakers, but the special sharing of DTM Sonia won't be evaluated for this purpose. So we will proceed with the speech of our President, Celine.
Can you call the evaluator, sir? I don't have the copy.
Oh, yes. And please welcome to give her evaluation, the district champion, Toastmaster Jamie Yaneza.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chris. The 30th anniversary has been dubbed the Pearl Anniversary. Toastmaster Celine, your speech tonight was like a pearl necklace and fit for today's occasion. What added luster to your speech was that you effectively personalized it with your stories and experiences through the weeks, months, and perhaps years that you spent with our fellow Toastmasters and Pine City Toastmasters Club. You were consistent with your smile and your endearing expression. And I also like your effort to use a prop at the end for your toast, and then join the other members who are holding whatever cup or glass they have while they are sitting in their very own homes. And so to add embellishment to your future toasts, you might want to consider a striking introduction to start off your toast with a bang. For perhaps you would like to start with those lines that were said to you when you were invited to be the president of the club, like, "We will not stand behind you, but beside you." These were the words of Toastmaster Virgil, and so on. Perhaps you can start off your speech with that to add more energy and to catch more attention for your toast. And if you will be doing your future toast or other kinds of speeches online, as this pandemic might still continue, you might want to try adjusting the framing of your camera so that as you deliver your speech, we will also see a portion, a part of your body like so, or bigger if you may, and be able to consider that eye contact for a virtual setting would be you looking into that small dot of a camera, which is right in front of you. And I believe that will add to the sincerity and the presentation of your ideas directly to your virtual audience, whether it be a toast or a speech. Toastmaster Celine, the string that binds your pearl necklace together tonight is that you showed honesty, vulnerability, and your sincerity in presenting a toast for this club. And as pearls are enduring gems that last under pressure, there is no better way to celebrate Pine City Toastmaster Club's Pearl Anniversary, but with a pearl of a speaker and a president such as you. Congratulations for tonight's toast.
Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster Jamie. What a powerful evaluation indeed. And for us to hear for the next evaluator, Toastmaster Chris, do we have an evaluator for the next?
Since she is considered our keynote speaker, which we gladly had, we will proceed with the language evaluation of our friend all the way from Arizona, our language evaluator, Toastmaster John.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chris, and thank you, Pastor June, our general evaluator this evening. I'm thrilled to be the language evaluator for this 30th anniversary tonight. And let me start off with the word of the day. We had 3 people that used it. Chris used the word of the day, reminisce twice. Sonia used it once, and distinguished Toastmaster Baby used reminiscing twice. So thank you for that. Some of the things that I really enjoyed hearing tonight were the gems would be friendships and fellowship, simple but significant. Time is coming to an end. The more I like, or the more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. Boy, isn't that the truth? You're young, you're teachable. I like that one. A man is what he thinks his character is. A man is what he thinks. His character is the sum of all his thoughts. There were a lot of hard times. My journey would be more impactful. Behind these challenges, eager and passionate to learn. The best way you can help people, time, talent, and treasure. It's a gift that cannot be taken away from you. Communicate directly to him. The word with 4 letters, LOVE. Humility, gratitude, and relationships. Live up to the legacy of the club. Thoughts, habits, character. Willingness to share your thoughts. Call for action. Show her, tell her how to go about it. The Pearl anniversary. What added luster to your speech? Add embellishment, add more energy, and enduring gems. Now, some of the germs that not too many tonight, I would just like to share a couple. One is one of those are, because one is singular, even though it's part of a group, it would be one of those is. The pronunciation of the word live came out to be leave. So leaving a building is different than living your life. So make sure that when you say the word live, you would be not leaving. The more I leave. Oh, just a point of order, repeat the table topics twice exactly the same way. I noticed that it was said one way and then it was said a different way the second time. So make sure we do that. Also the TH sound. This and that should be this and that. So every T in the English language is summed up by the tip of the tongue taking a trip of 3 steps down the palate to tap at 3 on the teeth. So you can work on those things to work on that. Share you memories, and I would like to share you. Well, you're not going to share me, but you would probably say share memories with you. You don't share you memories, and so on. Introduce the word sparkle. I would say introduce the sparkle, or introduce the sparkle or the concept of sparkle. Also, such a big challenge would be such a big challenge, which was followed by one of the gems, which was behind these challenges. And that wraps up my report. So I'm going to turn control back to our general evaluator, Pastor June.
Thank you very much, John, Toastmaster John. You had inspired us before and continue to inspire us now, even with the distance that you have. With Toastmaster, distance is not a problem, even at this time of pandemic. Thank you very much, and give a round of applause for Toastmaster Jonathan. Now, to give us an evaluation of how we use the time, let's call to the podium our time evaluator after the accounter first, to give us the account of how we use or misused our us and ums and filler language, so to speak. Toastmaster Chris, can you call to the podium our accounter, please?
Yes, please welcome our accounter, Toastmaster Nesha Tubal.
Good evening once again. As an accounter, my role is to count and to report the number of unnecessary sound or words that hamper the effectiveness of a speaker to the delivery of their speech, such as filler and repetitive words. And in this manner, if we're conscious of our long pauses or our repeated words, this could also be one way for us to improve in our delivery of our speech. So for my report, for Ma'am Jade, you have 25 us and 8 repeated words. For Distinguished Toastmaster Sonia, you have 4 us and 3 repeated words. For Toastmaster Celine, 1 2 repeated words. For Toastmaster Chris, 1 and 2 repeated words. For Toastmaster John Mill, 8 us. For Toastmaster Terry Ann, 11 us and 2 repeated words. For Toastmaster June, 2 us and 2 repeated words. For Toastmaster Angie, 3 us. For Toastmaster Maita, you have 18 us, 1 long pause, and 2 repeated words. For Toastmaster, for our guests, I think, or is she a member already? Charlene June, 3 us. And for Toastmaster Mike, 3 us. And for me, I noticed I mentioned this since counter, I was not able to count really my us and my filler words. So that's all from my report. Good evening once again.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nisha. And would like to remind our guests and our members, of course, that we here at Toastmasters, when we count us and ums, we call them filler language because those should not be part of our normal communication or effective communication. So we count them so that we could discourage them, diminish them, if not totally eliminate them, so that we could become better presenters of our speeches and more effective people of the things that we would like to inspire our audience with. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nisha. And to give us,
June,
yes, ma'am.
may I?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, June. This counter time and then assertive poses, they are mini speeches. They're a part of evaluation and it is a speech also. So when you do that, there's an opening, a body, and a conclusion. It is not reporting, it's time management. They are not reports because they are part of the technical evaluation. And evaluation are always speeches. You are not reporting. So if we say about time, time is life. Let us consider there is also a call for action. They are speeches, they are not reporting. That you have to remember very well. This I learned from Toastmasters International. We are not reporting, but we are giving a speech, a part of our speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, distinguished Toastmaster Lua, thank you for that reminder. It's precious. And let's give her a round of applause for that. And truly, as a club, we do well to always put standards in our evaluation in every portion, especially in our Toastmasters meeting. I think the current and the incoming officers should do well, plan ahead of time, maybe schedule the speakers and the evaluators ahead of time so that the speakers and evaluators could prepare well. Even with this pandemic, this should be an opportunity for us to transcend and overcome this limitation and still come up and fulfill the standards for our Toastmasters organization. Thank you very much, Ma'am, Madam Luwat, for doing that for us. It's really precious and it's helpful for all of us, especially for us officers, current and incoming ones. Thank you very much. Now, to give us how we use the time, Sir Chris would call us to us the timers report.
Yes, please welcome Toastmaster Jesse Bestre.
Hello, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends. I am Toastmaster Jesse, and my task is to present to you how well we use the time tonight. And indeed, time is a resource everybody has. And here in Toastmasters, we are tasked to make use of our time wisely and to organize them as well. And here's how we did tonight. Here's a reminder for all of us Toastmasters on how we use the time. So for our table topic speakers, congratulations, Toastmaster Maita, Toastmaster Mike, and Toastmaster Vanji. You are all on time. Toastmaster Maita had 1 to 50 minutes. Toastmaster Mike, 1 minute and 32 seconds. And for Toastmaster Vanji, 1 minute and 19 seconds. Unfortunately, Toastmaster John, you are 5 seconds short to be on time. But still, congratulations to all our brave speakers. And Toastmaster Terry Ann, you are also on time, even though that's a red. That's still a good red because you are still given 30 seconds leeway and 2 minutes and 30 seconds would be overtime. So here you are also on time. Congratulations to our 5 brave table topic speakers. For our first speaker, Toastmaster Sonia, you were given 5 to 7 minutes to present the speech. You were able to deliver it 9 minutes and 48 seconds. Again, congratulations. Thank you for sharing us that those memories of being a Toastmaster. And for our Toastmasters Lean, the president of Kind City Toastmasters Club, you were given 2 to 3 minutes to present your speech. You delivered it 5 minutes and 5 seconds to about 2 minutes over time. For our evaluators, okay, here, distinguished Toastmaster Jade, who evaluated our table topics speakers. The usual time for these evaluations, if we have 3 speakers, it's usually 3 to 5 minutes. So there were 2 additional speakers, so I added 2 minutes. So now it's 5 to 7 minutes. Your actual delivery was 11 minutes and 7 seconds, so it's also overtime. For Toastmaster Jamie, you were given 2 to 3 minutes to deliver the evaluation. You are on time. Congratulations, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And for our language evaluator, Toastmaster John, who is given 3 to 5 minutes to give the language evaluation. You delivered it on time, 4 minutes and 33 seconds. And for Toastmaster Nesha, our filler counter, you are also on time with the time. You delivered it 2 minutes and 37 seconds. I believe we started on time, 6:30 p.m. And let me close this speech with this. Time is free, but it is priceless. You can own it, but you can use it. You can keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back. And again, fellow Toastmasters, let's always use our time wisely. Congratulations. Back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster June.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jesse, for that creative evaluation, especially the drawings. Thank you very much. It inspired us. And truly, we need to manage our time well. Now, as general evaluator, we have learned so much. We've been inspired so much by speech, especially by our leaders, but also by their example in how to face with courage the difficulties, the challenges that are before them. And for us, we will also be facing challenges of our own, but taking it from them. We have learned from them and their example tonight, and we can become better challengers, become better in facing challenges of our own and conquer them and transcend them and turn them around as well. Now we have learned so much from this evaluation portion, and I in particular, as part of the incoming officers, would do well to really take it to heart, the evaluation, the encouragement that we have heard tonight. Especially we are grateful for distinguished Toastmaster Baby Luwat for the inputs and the pointers that we need to do well to put it in our club system and standards so that we can encourage more people, empower them some more, and even recruit potential speakers and young people especially become effective and better speakers and inspirers of others as well. Good evening, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, distinguished Toastmaster Chris Dao Anis.
Yay! Thank you so much, Toastmaster June, for leading us in that evaluation portion. Also, I thank all our speakers and all our role takers. Again, to our past District Governor Baby Luat, our past International Director Christine Timblique, all of you past officers, Sir Mike, Ma'am Angie, Ma'am Sonia, Sir Virgil, Ma'am Beng, all of you, everyone, to the guests, to all of you members and officers. It's been an honor to be the Toastmaster of the evening and this anniversary meeting. Let's continue to celebrate and continue to share the purpose that we have, the life that we have. Because here in Toastmasters, we continue to hone ourselves as leaders and communicators. And before I pass on the spotlight to our president for the closing, we'd like to show this video. Of course, made by our President, Celine Paquitol. Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing those beautiful pictures, our dear President. And may I close with this one from none other than our founder, Ralph Smedley. And in this mug, it says here, understanding comes through communication, and through communication, we find the way to peace. Let's continue to build each other up. And please welcome our dear President, Toastmaster Celine Paquitol.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chris, for that. And thank you to our role takers who are, although it is quite an impromptu role for you, thank you for keeping up for the challenge of a Toastmaster. So indeed, this meeting will be added as one of our fondest memories of Pines. And so because as they say, as our founder, Ralph Ismedi, have said, we learn best in moments of enjoyment. So I hope that we learned something today, because I believe that this was an enjoyable meeting. But before we adjourn this meeting, may we call on some of our guests who came in when the program started, and we would like to hear from you. Please introduce yourself and answer the sparkle. What is your fondest memory of Pine City Toastmasters Club? And Toastmaster Jamie, please take it away.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Toastmaster Jamie Aneza from Synergy Toastmasters Club. My fondest memory of Pine City Toastmasters Club is my first visit as a new member. I remember learning a lot and seeing the great speakers whom I have always looked up to.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Toastmaster Jamie. And I am seeing a guest. Okay, for our guest, kindly introduce yourself and please answer this question. What is your memorable, what is your most memorable moment, okay, in attending a Toastmaster meeting or event? And with that, may I call on one of our guests, that is soon to be Toastmaster, Nadia.
Ah, okay. Oh, hi. Good evening to everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for the invite from my friend Jefferson Pianito. Actually, I didn't have any fondest memory yet, but I hope this would be one of my fondest memories here in Toastmasters. And I'm really privileged to be part of this, not only about, speaking well or improving your English communication well, but I can feel that each one of you are being blessed, and you are here not only as members but as family. So thank you so much for this evening. And with the very short time that I've stayed here, yeah, I have learned amazing, amazing things. And for that, I'm so blessed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Naja, and always remember that you are always welcome to attend our club meetings. And of course, if you decided to join us, you are also welcome to be a new member of Pine City Toastmasters Club. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, everyone, for coming, especially to our dearest seasoned Toastmasters. Thank you so much, Toastmaster, our past district governor, Baby Luwat. I know that it was a late invite, but thank you for coming. Thank you so much to our DTMs, Toastmaster Jade, and also Toastmaster Bubut and Toastmaster Sonia, and of course Sir Mike and Sir Angie. It was nice to see you. It is a very ecstatic moment for me because I was able to see these people whom we rarely see, but when special occasions like this or in times wherein really need their support, they are always there to be with us. So once again, thank you so much for joining us and to adjourn this meeting, and also to have give some short message. May I call on our incoming president of this club, and that is none other than Toastmaster Freeman Manny Reno.
Toastmaster Manny, kindly unmute.
Toastmaster Manny, kindly unmute yourself, please.
Well, now that I've practiced that part, I suppose I can do it again. I certainly would like to give my appreciation to the people that put this 30th anniversary together. What a wonderful, wonderful display. So many things of history that I've learned about our club. It's really been great. I thank the guests for coming, even though in my opinion, some of the guest evaluations were in contradiction to Toastmaster International's recommendations. I still thank you very much for the very poignant message that you gave us and appreciate it greatly. Toastmasters has not changed much over the years, but with COVID, we've been slammed into the future with this television or online meetings, which I think might actually rejuvenate the Toastmasters organization, because so many people claim they don't have enough time to make the trip to Toastmasters meetings. Now they can do it from their home. I think it's a wonderful thing that we've had this experience because of COVID. Once again, thank you all. I look forward to trying to serve you as well as your past presidents have. I look forward to trying my best to be a good president in the year coming. I return control of this meeting to you now. Thank you. Celine.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So by the power vested in me by Toastmasters International in this club, I now adjourn this meeting. So thank you so much once again. Po, thank you for coming.
Madam President, excuse me.
Yes.
Since we have an invocation, we prayed, right? We must also have a closing prayer every time that we have a meeting. Opening prayer and a closing prayer. So please assign one now.
Thank you so much for that reminder, Toastmaster Baby Luwat. And with that, may I ask our pastor, Toastmaster June, to lead us into the closing prayer. Thank you so much.
That's a privilege, Toastmasters Lean. But before I do that, can we hear? We have another guest. First time, I think.
Invitations from
Oh,
other
yeah.
clubs
Yeah, we have.
before the closing prayer.
Yes, ma'am. But also we have the first timer as well. Nadia was one of our first timers, and another one is Mira. Maybe Madam President, well, maybe you could call her, and then after that, the announcement before we end the prayer. Can we do that?
Okay, thank you so much for that, Pastor June. And okay, we have another guest, and soon to be Toastmaster Mira. I believe that you already answered our sparkle a while ago. And why not give us a comment on how you find our meeting for tonight? So Toastmaster Mira.
So, good evening good evening. So what is the question again?
Okay, Toastmaster Mira, can you give us a comment as a guest, first time guest in our club? Can you give us a short comment on how you find our club meeting for tonight?
So my first comment is I learned a lot here, and also I look to everyone that there is a relationship and evaluation to improve everyone their how to deliver their speech, and it's really amazing. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that, soon to be Toastmaster Mira, and I hope to see you once again in our succeeding meetings as we continue to learn and grow here in Pine City Toastmasters Club. And before our closing prayer, forgive me for being so excited. I'm just ecstatic about the fact that we have our many seasoned guests here, and that made me nervous. Okay, and can I ask those who are members of other clubs to float your club invitations for your succeeding club meetings? And I will be starting from Toastmaster Jesse Vestre of Synergy.
I think Toastmaster Jamie can do the announcement.
Okay, Toastmaster Jamie.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Synergy Toastmasters Club holds its meeting every second and fourth Thursdays of the month. Our next meeting is June 25 at 6:30 p.m. We usually post the invitation and Zoom link in our page, Synergy Toastmasters Club. And with that, we'd also like to invite everyone to check out our YouTube channel. And we have just released our pilot episode talking about Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamie. And of course, from one of our Baguio Club friend, that is Toastmaster John.
Thank you very much, President Celine. I would like to invite you to Baguio Funshine Toastmasters Club. We meet on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Fridays of each month, and we are fortunate this month that June 30th will be our 5th meeting and last day of this fiscal year. So we hope to see you on our Zoom meeting June 30th at 6:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster John. And are there any more announcements or invitations from our guests or from our fellow Toastmasters? Okay.
Toastmaster Celine?
From
Okay.
Pines.
Yeah, from Pines.
Yeah, for Pines. Before Toastmaster Vanji will announce her Pines, maybe we can also ask everyone to support our contestant, Toastmaster Denzon Palada, one of our past presidents. He will be competing in the humorous speech contest in the district level this coming Sunday, 1 p.m. And I believe the link or the contest will be streamed on the Facebook page of the district. So we'll share that in the chat group. Let's support him.
And to invite everyone to our next meeting that will be on July 3. We'd love to have everyone still, even though it's not a special celebration, but we'd love to invite and have our seasoned Toastmasters and at the same time our guests to our meeting. 6:30, we will be posting the link to our Facebook group chat.
Okay, so there you go. Thank you so much once again. And before I call on Pastor June to lead us into the closing prayer, let us all be reminded to share the benefits that we have gained for ourselves with others, and that is to continue inviting guests so they can see the benefits that Toastmasters membership offers. And so with that, may I call on Pastor June, or our Toastmaster June, to lead us into the closing prayer.
Come on, let's pray together. Lord, we thank you for what had transpired tonight. Thank you for the inspiration, the empowerment, as well the encouragement that we received from our speakers and even our evaluators. Truly, Lord, this is a wonderful experience for us all to reminisce and continue to grow from. But Lord, we'd like to also to remember our leader, especially distinguished Toastmaster Baby Luwat, as she struggles with her terminal illness, as she said. We pray and commit her life to you. We pray, Lord, that you would even add more years into her life, not only because her family needs her, but also because the Toastmaster world needs her and her inspiration as well, not only for the existing members, but for the incoming and potential members who will be coming to our clubs, and especially the influence and the love that she had for all of us. We pray, oh God, also for Toastmaster Delson Palada and the contest that he will be taking part this Sunday. We pray that he will not only perform well, but also for all the participants to also inspire the listeners. And together, we will become better and better listeners and communicators as we aspire to become. Father, we commit to you, each one of us, as we depart from this place. We thank you for the experience, and we thank you for all your grace and your love to each one of us. We commit this in your name, for this is our prayer in the name of the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
There you go. That adjourns our meeting. See you po ulit. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us in our 30th anniversary.
Another one picture, photo.
Yes.
One last.
So kindly show your beautiful and handsome faces.
All right, ready? 1, 2, smile. One more.
Let's wait for TM Virgil.
Oh, yeah. Open your video.
Toastmaster Virgil and DTM Bang. Show your faces.
And
we'll just paste their face.
there.
Awesome.
Oh, there.
Up and coming. Dun, dun, dun.
Yay.
There.
We'll wait for you.
Right. Ready?
Toastmaster Bang. DTM Bang.
Oh, DTM Bang.
Please bang.
Yay.
Yeah.
1, 2. Yay. Thank you so much.
Yay. Thank you so much, PDG Baby Luwat. Thank you po. Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you.